was a report by the UN Women, which states after a lot of looking at different studies, that sustainable development in the world will never be attained if women equality is not attained. Both of them are linked together. If you don't go for women equality, forget about sustainable development goals which can be fulfilled. This is the report from UN Women, and it shows this clearly. I hope that you can see it, you can read what's in it. This is the balance we want. It's men and women, but we don't forget neither of them because they are balancing the whole equation. Unfortunately, the number of us on this earth are increasing tremendously. Today we are 7.2 billion, but we are heading for 9 billion by year 2040, and we are going fast. Countries which we thought that they will slow down and there will be birth control and family planning, this is not happening, and therefore we may go to 9 billion. What does this mean to this small planet? That the carrying capacity of this earth cannot really sustain its food and production, and to give us from Mother Nature, we will be rupturing this planet by demographic pressure. The only way out is knowledge. How can we manage our limited natural resources, water, biodiversity, and land in a proper way that we could survive on this earth? This is the question in front of us. A great man from India, this is Professor Swaminathan. I have known him in the last 35 years. He has a Swaminathan Foundation now in Chennai. He's a wonderful man who worked all his life taking care of rural women, not only in India and Sub-Saharan Africa, everywhere. A great man who really deserved the World Food Prize, which he took, but he's from this country, he's from India. Next, this is Graziano Di Silvia, the director of FAO. In his agenda, he's from Brazil, in his agenda, woman is in the heart of the work of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. This wonderful man is from Nigeria. This is Dr. Kanaya Nwenzi. He is the head of IFAD, the international, IFAD is the international fund. They are men, but the amount of support they give to women, especially young girls, they are powerful because IFAD and FAO and the CGIR are the most powerful institution in the world dealing with this. Next, this is myself, who is, which way I'm dealing with the FAO director. This is what we are after. We are after small farmers with big business. We would like to transform the farming community from subsistent to an income. I have seen this is happening in Uganda. I have seen this is happening in Nigeria. I have seen it in different parts in South Africa. And even on the other coast of Africa, it's happening everywhere, that when you give knowledge to the small farmer, he can have a big business and can move onward. What we are aiming at with all these farmers and small farmers, we want faster growth, we want higher productivity, and we focus on lagging areas, and we would like women and the poor farmers to be included. We would like to give them economical opportunity, and as well element of sustainability is very important. We have to work together to minimize environmental degradation. We have to look at the resilience to climate shocks, as well as to maintain food security. The world is at edge, and this is true. This is economist here. And this next slide is from Germany. And if you look at, please can we start the engine now, Mrs. Merkel? This is how Mrs. Merkel looked at the economy in the world. This is the cover page of The Economist, and the world economy is sinking down. What will happen next? What will happen if we don't help this lady. This lady is doing traditional agriculture, subsistence agriculture. But if we need to uplift her, to uplift the world, for her to be an active participant, we need to provide her and her children with knowledge. And therefore, we need to look at education, we need to look at training, next. And therefore, through research and development, we can have creativity, we can have reliability, as well as plus experience, and this is what will make education, innovation, and cooperation will make a big difference. This is what we would like to give this lady for a better future, not only for her family, but better future for her region, for her country, for the world. Next, please. And therefore, this equation here, the most precious issue we have, I developed this for strategy of agriculture in Egypt, but it is true everywhere. In the core of any sustainable development, we have the human resources, but it has to be surrounded by technology and research and development. You have to manage land resources and water resources in the right way. You have to have appropriate lending, appropriate credit for this farming community to survive. You have to have legislation for them to empower them, as well as you have to have policies, which is, rather than talking about rhetoric, about empowering women, if you don't have the policies, if you don't have the legislation which give them right, then everybody will debate the right even to exist, as the story goes with your little girls. Next. And therefore, I'm not going to go through this, but the targets is still the same. Next, please. I mean, we need funding, and we need the political will. I would like to stop here at Mr. The Secretary General of the UN, and you can see clearly what he's saying: 100% access to adequate foods all year round, 0 stunted children under 2 years, no more malnutrition in pregnancy and early childhood. All food systems are sustainable, 100% growth in smallholder productivity and income particularity for women, 0 loss for food. This is the post-harvest losses, including, I mean, we have to implement all these elements to get these goals of 0 hunger, and as well as to eradicate poverty. I would like to say in conclusion that if political will is not there, forget about all what I said and anybody say here in this meeting. We need a political will to implement. We need legislation which give the right for the woman, and debatable right for the woman. We need policies which cater for empowering women. We need as well institutions as well as programs which will help women community to come out of poverty, to come out of lack of knowledge, to be knowledgeable, and to participate fully in sketching out and drawing the new world. I do thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak freely, but after they all did such nice presentations, I quickly also started to prepare my presentation. So I'm Marilyn, I'm from the company Better West, and I'm from Germany, so I know Angela Merkel quite well. So from the TV. And I'm here to present you the answer, perhaps, how we can get more sustainable development and support the people. So I'm very lucky because I'm a lady from Germany, and I had the chance to study free. Study universities free for us. I come also from a poor family, and I did mechanical engineering with specialization on renewable energies, and I was the only lady. So I just want to say one thing about ladies. Also we have, it's sometimes also in our hands. So there's 1.7% ladies doing engineering in Germany. Why? They have all the chances, but they think, oh, perhaps design is so nice. But you know, sometimes we have also to do the hard studies to have more power later. And yeah, and I want also to motivate the young ladies and all the ladies here to become entrepreneur. So this is what I did. I wanted to make the world a better place. And so I created a company, Better West, together with 3 men. Yeah? So I took the men as friends and as workers for me. Not as slaves, no, sometimes I'm nice to them. So but you see, there is so many chances, but we have to take the chance. We have to be entrepreneurs, and this is what we need to make the world a better place. We have to be entrepreneurs because politics is so slow. But as an entrepreneur, you can change the world. And I want to show you one answer to change something, which is crowdfunding, and this is what we did. So crowdfunding, what does it mean? Private people, they give their money for something that they think it's really reasonable, it's important for the world. Next slide. And crowdfunding is so old. So for example, the socket of the Statue of Liberty, it was also crowdfunded. So 160,000 New York people, they gave the money to buy the socket because the statue came without socket. Yeah, exactly. Which is okay. Yeah, and as a present, all the people who get the money, the names are written in the socket. So yeah, that's nice. So this was one crowdfunding project. Okay, next. And there are different models. So I want to explain what is crowdfunding. So the oldest one is the donation. So we all know that people give a donation for a certain project. But it can also be a reward. So just one lady today, this morning, she said, oh, I'm working now in Nepal, we want to do some scarves, and how can we do it? And I said, do a crowdfunding campaign in Germany, collect money for the marketing campaign or the production line, and as a gift, you give the scarves. So they give you 50 euros or 50 US dollar, and they get a scarf. So this is also crowdfunding. No, please before. And then there is equity-based. So for example, it could be one of you ladies, you have a business idea and you need money. So then you can get shareholders. You can say, please, this is my business idea. You put it on the crowdfunding website and they give you just money and they get a share in your company. And when you later have profits, they get a share of it. So what we do is lending-based. So we give a credit. And we give it only for sustainable projects, sustainable energy projects. So projects that save energy, that save water, that save resources. And the projects can be from all over the world. And we collect the money in Germany. And you have to pay a credit. And we defined it before, but I'll explain that later. Yeah, we pay interest rate. Now this is the model. Yeah, but we do it in countries where sometimes you get the credit for 25% interest rate, and the German people give it for 7%. And this is the difference, you know? And also in Germany, sometimes the banks do not give the money for a certain kind of project, or just with a very high securities. But I come to that. Next one.